Konnichiwa! In today's show, we're going to be checking out 10 games that you need to play on your Nintendo Switch before you die. Let's get into this. Welcome back to the Retro Gamer Boy channel. In today's show, we're going to be checking out some of the best games out on the Nintendo Switch. More specifically, we're going to be looking at the top 10 modern retro games that you need to play before you die. Now, most of these games will keep you playing for months, if not years, and have the added value of coming in at a budget price point. And so without further ado, let's check out the top 10 modern retro games that you need to play on the Nintendo Switch before you die. At number 10, we have Katana Zero. Katana Zero is similar to the Hotline Miami games. Enter a level, kill everyone, and as the game progresses, skill and tactics start to play an ever-increasing role. But to say that Katana Zero is just another Hotline Miami clone would be doing it a huge disservice. The game has a brilliant and coherent storyline that plays out in between levels, with you taking control of your assassin as he tries to uncover his past. Gameplay is also switched up, as not every level requires you to slice and murder through enemies, with some levels having some ingenious stealth elements. Katana Zero's presentation is amazing, the sprite work and animation is exquisite, and the soundtrack will keep you tapping your foot for hours. There is also an ingenious time mechanic that you have that aids you in understanding the challenge of any particular level. Throughout the game, there is a constant feeling that you are being watched that has a nefarious feel to it as you progress through your adventure. Katana Zero is a must for any Hotline Miami fans out there looking for their next fix. Dragon Blaze, the classic arcade and later PS2 shmup, has a release on the Nintendo Switch and it doesn't disappoint. The game was one of Psycho's later shoot-em-ups, and many were looking to see if this would be a flimsy final release or a swan song for the developer. But if there was any doubt, then this soon faded, as Dragon Blaze would become an instant classic. Level design and enemies are fantastic, and any shmup fans would be satisfied with the challenging gameplay that run throughout the levels in this game. The visuals and soundtrack are amazing, and the attention to detail on the sprites is gorgeous. Naturally, you can play the game in the classic portrait mode by turning your Switch on its end. If you're a shmups fan, then Dragon Blaze is an absolute must for you, especially as the PS2 version goes for a ton of money, and this is an absolute bargain on the Nintendo Switch. At number 8, we have Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon started life as a stretch goal on Kickstarter for the game Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Curse of the Moon is a homage to the classic Castlevania, with its 8-bit-ish graphics and its amazing authentic soundtrack. The game is so faithful in its Castlevania influences that at times it feels like a sequel to the original. The first few levels of the game introduce you to 4 playable characters, with which you navigate 8 levels with some of the most impressive end-of-level bosses on the NES, and you need to remind yourself of this fact constantly. You can swap between characters at any point, but if you lose a character to the undead and monsters populating the world, then that character is out for the rest of the level. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is one of the most authentic modern retro games to be released in years, and it's perfect for any NES gamer out there craving some new but familiar Castlevania action. Stardew Valley. Now, few games have come out in recent history that have wholly managed to dominate people's lives. Stardew Valley is a beautifully presented sandbox farming game. With its roots firmly in the Harvest Moon category, it's easy to imagine what you are in for when you boot up this game. However, you soon realise that the game is so much bigger than its predecessors and creates a world of activities that you will lose yourself in for hundreds of hours. Build up your scrubland into a thriving business, or make a fortune in the mines. Have a family, or follow one of the many mysteries in the Stardew Valley universe. Whatever you choose to do in this game, one thing's for certain, you'll have a hard time putting it down. Celeste is a platform precision game with a surprisingly deep story. Our hero is Madeline, who is equipped with a dash, jump and wall climb. The game sees you enter a level where you have to dash, jump and climb around ever-increasingly challenging levels. In Celeste, you will die a ton, and the game celebrates this, but its genius level design means that it won't be too long before you're mastering a level with a series of satisfying dashes and jumps. Whether you're a speedrunner looking for your next challenge or an adventurer looking to unlock the many hidden mysteries of Celeste's levels, Celeste's charm and brilliant design will keep you hooked from the first jump to the last dash. Kingdom 2 Crowns is a brilliantly simple game with an amazing amount of depth that will keep you hooked for years. At its core, you are a king or a queen that is rebuilding your land whilst defending it against some particularly nasty monsters. You ride on a mount that you move from left to right, and you can drop coins at the feet of certain structures to build and upgrade them. Whilst this is super simple at the beginning, you slowly start to peel back the huge amount of depth that this game is hiding. Knowing what forests to remove versus save can be key. Managing your farms and hunters so they don't starve during winter is a must. And learning how to defend and ultimately rid yourself of the evil creatures is vital. Kingdom 2 Crowns is a stunning game that will keep you coming back for more. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom started life as a Kickstarter game called Flying Hamster before it was reworked into Monster Boy. Sega Master System fans will remember Monster Boy's spiritual predecessor, Wonder Boy, the beloved action-adventure title from Sega's first-party studios. The game focuses on Jin, our hero, who is transformed into a pig and finds that everyone else around him has been transformed into monsters and animals. You soon find out that you need orbs to transform back to your old self. Each transformation turns you into a new animal beast, and each with its own abilities, meaning that there are a ton of new mechanics to play through as you progress through this sprawling game. The classic platform gameplay is genius, and the visuals in this game are absolutely beautiful, whilst also paying tribute to the original series. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is a must for any Sega fan that wants to relive those Wonder Boy days. Hyperlight Drifter is a classic action game with a stunning story and some of the most hypnotic pixel art you will find in a game. The key combat mechanics in this game are super slick with powerful sword slashes and useful long-range guns. Mastering these mechanics allow you to buy upgrades for your character and weapons, allowing you to pull off even more impressive moves. The gameplay plays out across some gorgeously stunning levels with an appropriately scored soundtrack to go with it. The game's story is also locked behind hidden monoliths. Searching and finding these can be an amazing reward, as the story behind this game is amazing. Into the Breach is the follow-up game from the team behind the brilliant FTL. The game is a turn-based tactical battler that takes place on an 8x8 grid and pits your skyscraper-sized mechs against giant kaiju monsters. You start the game by selecting a mech and a pilot. Each bring their own skills, giving you a ton of combinations to work with. Then it's onto the battlefield where the monsters get to move first. Predicting a monster's move is key, and getting it right is so rewarding in this game. If you mess up though, you can always undo the move. The cities dotted around the map are essentially your life as well as your score. You'll often find yourself in the situation of sacrificing a mech and pilot that you've grown attached to save a city. Doing this can be the secret to success in Into the Breach. The gameplay's graphics and music are reminiscent of FTL, simple and functional, but at the same time, just perfect for the amazing replayable gameplay. Into the Breach is a game that you will come back to for years and is definitely a game that you need to check out on your Nintendo Switch. Then at number 1 we have Cadence of Hyrule. Cadence of Hyrule is a game based on the indie hit Curse of the Necrodancer. It's a rhythm action game crossed with rogue gameplay and is set in the world of The Legend of Zelda. Gameplay sees you moving and fighting around a randomly generated but instantly recognisable map, using classic weapons like the boomerang and bow from the Legend of Zelda series. The music is primarily remixes from the classic Ocarina of Time game, and there are some fantastic tunes in this to move and kill enemies to. Graphics in this game match the awesomely high standards of the music and really help make the title feel like a modern retro game. There are also leaderboards and speedruns to keep you coming back for more. So there we have it, 10 modern retro games that you definitely need to play on your Nintendo Switch. If you like this video, then why not leave a thumbs up? And if you like gaming or retro gaming, then why not consider subscribing by clicking on my little pixel head below. And since you're still here, you might as well check out one of these 2 retro gaming videos over here.